Here, Jennings, and look what I got. Look what I picked. Our very first pineapple. You ready to try it?
Yeah, I'm ready to eat it now.
Where did that come from? My greenhouse?
No.
Yes, it did. I just picked that out of my greenhouse. What y'all think about the pineapple?
Good.
Sweet and juicy, isn't it? Harley, pineapple is your favorite. That pineapple actually just grew out of a 5-gallon bucket, but I do plan this fall or the first of the spring and up pot those actually probably in a 50-gallon bucket, where next year I can hopefully grow them bigger and grow more because we love them.
There's a back to school mix that I thought was really cool. And then
While they're relaxing on this Labor Day, Colby and I are not. Farm chores must go on. So right now what we're actually going to do is clean out our chicken coop. We will be removing all of that old bedding, replacing it with fresh. So here we go. And it looks a lot different in this barn. I'm a mess. I'm pouring sweat. I ended up just flipping my hair on top of my head because I'm sweating so bad. But I want to show y'all our new layout of the barn. It looks so much better in here. Everything from literally this wall all the way to the wall down there has been dumped over in our garden, which will rest for a couple of months before we get our... We haven't even got planted yet, but once we get planted and those grow up in the seed trays, we'll take those and plant them over in the garden. So we're still a good bit of ways off from that, but I want to let y'all scan through and show y'all the different setup in the barn. So this over here we moved. Obviously we can access it. It's closer to the door. So when Colby comes in the morning, he can dump the feed, fill up the waters. This looks totally different, so much nicer. All the front doors are together. We don't have to walk around in a circle the way we had it set up. And there was only a tiny little walkway where they're at between their tables and the gate in the back, like the wall in the back. There was a tiny little walkway. So now it's like you can come in and open up all the doors, fill up all the foods, fill up all the waters, and then we're done. So the rabbits and the chickens, all of our hens are back over here. We did take these actually off the wall. We completely removed them off the wall, scraped out all of the old beddings, cleaned out all of the boxes. Now I did not put pine shavings back in the top, and I blocked all those off, and I did it for a reason. When we fill up the tops, for some reason in these containers, they get in there and they scratch around and it all falls out of the back and goes into the bottom. So I told Colby, instead of filling up all these tops, look at them, they're mad. They're trying to figure out how to get in. They're all huffy puffy and mad because I won't let them back in the top. But instead of wasting pine shavings for all the top ones, I kind of blocked those off. I'm going to just fill up the bottom because they would have put all the pine shavings. Look, she's going to press on that piece of wood hard enough until it falls down. So I'm going to have to come back with a bungee strap and strap it on. I know that's what she's doing. She wants that top open. But I wasn't going to put pine shavings up in here for them to just knock down here and us have to refill them up there. So it's like we either let them use the tops or the bottoms, and they like the tops, but I feel like we need to kind of change that because we're wasting pine shavings. We have to basically fill up the bottoms, let it overflow all the way up to the top. And what I mean by that is it'll come out of this right here and it'll fall down all the way until it fills up and gets right here, and the overflow can stop, and then they can keep their shavings in. And to me that was just total waste. I said we're not doing that this time. I'm going to keep those blocked off and just let them get in the bottom. They will be fine. Now the only other very interesting thing is while we were cleaning out is I told Colby when I got to that middle coop, I had an excruciating burn in my thumb. And I didn't bump it or anything, but it felt pretty weird. And About 10 minutes later, we found a black widow. So I'm not 100% sure that I didn't get bit by a black widow. I did have a local friend who got bit a couple of months back, and she was milking her goats, and she got bit twice, 2 different days on her legs. She did not have to seek medical advice. She had a bruise and her leg was a little sore, and that was the extent of it. But I do know that black widows can make you very, very sick, but I'm just going to keep a real close eye on it. I have a feeling I'm just going to be sore and my thumb might be bruised, but that might be the extent of it. It's a little sore to touch right now, but it should be fine. But we did see the black widow once we flipped the thing over. I don't know if there was another one in there or where I had my hand. It got me where I had my hand and then went under the bottom. You know, I don't know, but for right now, we're just going to watch it and keep an eye on it. But we are finally done. We are both, when I say terribly filthy and disgusting, we are disgusting, we're sweaty, and we're ready for clean clothes. All of this over here was the bedding that we moved out. So you can see that that is going to be an extremely nice addition to this garden spot. It is so dry right now, you can literally just step and see the dust. We've had 0 rain still, but we will eventually get this smoothed out and worked into the ground, and that in itself is going to provide amazing compost, which we mentioned to you guys a while back on our farm tour, that was our upcoming goal come later the fall. I wish we would have picked a cooler day, but it is what it is, and we're done, so we're glad of that. Back to the back to water. This is something that we just literally have to do every day because no rain. I have some pots of herbs around the pool and on our outdoor living space. I did, a couple of days ago, I got our fall stuff out. So all of that's down there. My pots of herbs are down there. I also have my greenhouse. I accidentally left the water on a set of beds last night. I forgot to turn it off. But to be honest with you, it is by no means gonna hurt it. Thank you, baby. I'm very, very thirsty. It is by no means gonna hurt it. And then of course the greenhouse is like a daily thing, and then I alternate water in the beds. So we're gonna get this knocked out too, because when it's dry like this and we have no rain, it just has to be done. Out here in my big garden, they're starting to go to seed. This is my one and only pineapple sage that I had left, and thankfully it has grown all beautifully. I will be taking a couple of cuttings from that because I almost thought that wasn't going to come back this year. My toothache that I put in the ground over here is just really taking off. It looks really nice. I'm just going to let it keep going. This is just junk right here. All of this is feverfew. You can see I need to come get these seeds. This right here, I would keep. Yarrow will come back. Zinnias will not. I also need to come out here and collect these seeds. When you see flowers like this that are just basically dead, this flower right here, not only does it help encourage growth when you start getting some of your dead ones off, because it's just that season, we've not had a lot of rain. You can come out and get these and gather these and also keep those seeds. So it's like a encourage growth when you deadhead, which some of these are dying back because our season is just kind of playing out here. But getting seeds is key. I have some lettuce. This is self-sown lettuce. This right here, I did not plant this. It just grew from seed that stayed in the ground. And to be honest with you, those are my favorite type plants, the ones that just come up on their own. So that is just going to stay there. It looks like it's trying to bolt now because it's just been so hot here. But we're going to let it go and grow as much as it wants. It goes to seed and drops those seeds and replants again. Hey, I'm just kind of at this stage in my life where I'm like, let it do it. This right here, this is my turmeric that I have growing. It has grown off beautifully. You can see that this right here, they don't like a lot of sun, so they're in the shade now. but they have been getting a little nipped. But I'm super excited. That's turmeric in the ground. All of that big section over there, all of that's Thai ginger. And I have another section growing. This is all sweet potatoes. Behind that little raspberry plant is a baby section of ginger. I have lots of stuff growing all over the place. I had some thyme given to me. It's like a carpet thyme. It is taking off. It looks amazing. It's beautiful and it smells really good. I planted here was a pear tree. Now the super cool thing about this pear tree is I started this from seed. I planted another one right there, and then I have another one back over that's kind of by the side of the smokehouse. Now, like I said, the super cool thing about those is that a local here gave us some pears from an old pear tree that had been there for a really long time. And I was determined to try to keep those seeds. And I was able to get a lot of them to germinate, to sprout. And these are probably my biggest ones. So this area must like my pear trees. I have some pear trees planted all over the property because I have found here that putting all of your trees in one place just doesn't work. So I tried to spread it around. Here's the other one that I was telling you about. I also got to come out. My sunflowers are playing out. I need to get those seeds. This is my other pear tree. It's growing off really nicely as well. I have a huckleberry that I started this year. Now, we've never grown huckleberry, and I haven't even harvested. It has been a really crappy year with the rain. So this has grown off pretty decent, but it just didn't explode because of the lack of rain. But you can see that I have some dry ones right here, and I know there's seeds in there. I just need to come get those out. So in an upcoming video, you guys will see me come out and be gathering seeds. I'm going to come out and gather some seeds, because the more I can gather from what I already have planted, the less we have to buy. Check on one more bed that we have up front. That is where I left the water on all night. I have some squash planted up there. I'm gonna go see if any's ready. There were a couple that were getting pretty close. And then we're gonna wrap outside chores up and call it a day, because even though it's Labor Day and we had to do a little bit of labor, that's okay. Sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do, but we're not gonna spend all day outside today. We're gonna take some family time this afternoon and just be a family, because if all you do is work and you don't ever enjoy your time with the family, what is the point of working? You'll be miserable, and that'll make life no fun. So after I check these beds for squash, we're gonna call it a day, go in, clean up, and spend time together as a family. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing what we're doing today. God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.